Well, welcome in here to Rogers Stadium on site in Temple, Georgia, as two teams really looking to battle it out in their region, look to try and settle the score here and secure themselves a home playoff spot in the state playoffs. I'm Parker Gore on behalf of BLEX Productions, here to bring you the action today. And boy, we cannot wait for these two teams to really duke it out on this football field today. Both of these teams come in with decent-looking records, 5-3 on the side of Darlington, and on the other side, Temple Tigers sit at 6-2. The Darlington Tigers travel to Temple and really have to battle against a tough Temple team that has really put together everything on the offensive side of the ball. C.J. Gray leading the charge over there with 120 carries, 946 yards, and 10 touchdowns on the season. Temple comes off a 40-10 victory versus Haralson County, where they took that victory soundly, and they look to carry that momentum going into this week against the Darlington Tigers. Now, the Darlington Tigers come into this one looking to really just bounce it back into the playoffs. They've really had a great season, and this is two teams that hold very, very good running attacks. Two teams that really look to run the ball as much as possible and as fast as possible down the field. It's going to be a quick game today, but it's certainly going to be an action-packed one that we bring you here from Temple, Georgia. Both of these teams come in. The Tigers of Darlington come from Rome, Georgia. 5-3 the record over there in Rome, as Darlington really carries that into today. Not much to say about them, but they love to run the football. They run that triple option very well and to the best of their abilities, and they have done so in astonishing fashion, coming off a 31-0 victory over Modell in Single A. Both these teams sit 3-1 in their region and look to really duke it out. Heard County already took that #1 seed for the Single A region, and now it's just a battle for #2. Who can get that home playoff win and carry it, or that home playoff advantage, and carry that to a possible state championship for either of these squads. Two very talented teams coming in today, both with their own players to talk about. On the other side for Darlington, Miles Twyman comes into this game as one of the best players on that Darlington team. Has really done an amazing job. Their homecoming king really represents their school well, and he comes into this one looking to make some big plays on the offensive side of the ball and put this game away for one of the Tigers to take it home for a victory. It's just one of them wants to take it home in purple, and one of them wants to take it home in black and gold. Now Temple ready to come out here, as it is senior night here from Rogers Stadium. Both of these teams celebrate their seniors very well. Already had the ceremony leading up to today's game for the senior high school football players who stand out front, ready to lead the Tiger charge here in Tiger Nation in Temple, Georgia. And you heard it right there. Tigers ready to take the field. Nothing but nonstop action. We can't wait to see what these teams can put together in this game. And out come the black and gold, the striped helmets, the Temple Tigers. And out come on the other side, the purple and white. The kitty fight is going to commence here in just a few moments. The Darlington Tigers run out. Both of these teams really come in with a chip on their shoulder, both with very talented running attacks. And it's just going to be who will take it home. Led by head coach Corey Nix, the Temple Tigers coming to this one looking for a big win to set them apart from everybody in Single A, while the Darlington Tigers, led by head coach Wayne Groves, looks to come into this one determined to take that second seed away from the Temple Tigers. Looks like Temple will receive the opening kickoff. And Darlington will kick it away. To kick it off, it will be number 34, Ade Dasalu. Back to return, it's C.J. Gray.
Getting set to kick for the Darlington Tigers, Dasalu, number 34.
CJ Gray and Jaden McDaniel back to return. It is going to be a Tiger fight between two big Tigers in Single A in Region 6. Kickoff, and we are underway from Rogers Stadium. The kickoff skips and will go out of bounds, and we'll set up Temple with nice field position to open up the ball game. And Temple, that's all they're going to take right there. That one was just outside that pylon. It was just so close to becoming a touchback. But now this offense led by their quarterback, Jackson Ribbon, will come in and try and shoot for the fences. Huddled up, two receivers to the left for the Tigers. Under center, number 11, McClan Mateer, and now CJ Gray. And they wrestle him down across the 50-yard line. Temple already has a first down to start off the game. An amazing run right there by CJ Gray, a 15-yard run at that to start off the ball game for the Temple Tigers. I think that's 16 yards already. A 16-yard gain for CJ Gray. That quick hurry-up offense. One receiver set up, a handoff, and that one is taken down quick. Sam Twinty, the senior, 6 foot, 200 pounds of full muscle, getting back there, wrestling down the back, and setting up a 2nd and 11 here for the Temple Tigers. That Darlington defense ferocious this season. Both teams really come in led by their defensive squads and how they can manage the football. Quick offense here. Handoff to the right side now, and spinning and getting taken down there is number 11, McClan Mateer. And that will set up a 3rd and 9 now for the Temple Tigers, who've got to convert a long one here. It's going to be a long 9 yards, especially with the run attack. Set up quick, motion, and a whistle blown. A timeout will be taken here as 3rd and 9 will commence. Temple calls the timeout on that one. They will spend their first time out of the half, have 2 remaining on what will be a 3rd down and 9 for this team. Now, CJ Gray comes in, that big weapon for Temple, and really doing an incredible job as this broadcast today is sponsored by Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, and of course BLEX Productions. Keep Carroll Beautiful as well, sponsoring today's matchup. And we'll be back here from Rogers Stadium. And we are back here from Rogers Stadium in Temple, Georgia. A long 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Tigers in black and gold. A fake handoff, play action, rolling out right, trying to take it himself, and that will be taken down. Possible fumble on the field. They say it's Darlington's ball, and that is the consensus. Darlington recovers the fumble, and the Tigers in purple and white get a turnover early on the first possession of the ball game. Trying to call his own number right there was Ashton Askew, and he ends up paying for it, fumbles the football, and now Darlington has pretty field position to work with here at their own 45-yard line. Keep an eye on the backfield, number 12, Miles Twyman. Gets the handoff there, will charge forward for about 4 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up after the run from Twyman. And he already comes up limping after fighting hard for a couple more extra yards on that play. Sammy Konchesky will take the snap under center here for Darlington. Fakes the handoff, fakes the end around, rolls out to his right, trying to look for room, takes off, and that will be close to a first down. Will they rule it in his favor? As the referees wait on the call, will it be 3rd and short or will it be first down? They will call it a first down on the play, first down Darlington, as they get the first down of this ball game for them. Twyman in the backfield, as well as number 1, Bodie Powers, lined up outside on the left. Handoff inside, flag thrown on the field as that one is stuffed right up the middle. Leading the charge, number 15, Hudson Nix, who comes into this one looking good, as that will be a false start on Darlington. They'll move 5 yards back, give them 1st and 15 as they will do that play over. They will repeat first down. It will be 1st and 15 from the 50-yard line for Darlington, as that Temple defense held up on that play that didn't count. Hudson Nix was leading the charge right there off that right edge. Getting the call on offense and immediately coming to line up is the offense of Darlington. 3 men in the backfield, a handoff up the middle for Twyman will not go anywhere, only a couple yards to scrounge out of that one. And that will set up a 2nd and very long, 2nd and 13 for Darlington. Ferguson there on the tackle early for the Temple Tigers. And now with that false start penalty, forcing Darlington back, they have to deal with a 2nd and very long, but an open playbook to work with. Long pass, and it's just too far up for the man there to catch, as Trenton Moore tried to go up and make the grab, but good coverage on the near side by number 8, Jaden McDaniel. The junior put his shoulder into the body to force that incompletion on what was a pretty errant throw by number 2, Sammy Konchesky. 3rd and 13 now for the Darlington Tigers. Under center is Konchesky. Takes the snap, but a whistle is blown as a flag flies on the field. We've got offside defense, it looks like, is the call on Temple. And that will help out Darlington a lot as they make that one closer and inside that 10-yard range. And now they'll sit from 3rd and 13 to 3rd and 8, a lot more manageable for this Darlington team, who really pushes that running attack. Konchesky sets up under center, 2 men in the backfield for Darlington. Rolling out to his left, Konchesky can't get the catch right there. That was so close to being grabbed in, and Jace Donaldson wasn't able to take it in. And now a 4th and about 8 now coming up here for the Darlington Tigers. And they'll send out the punt team as they sit on the Temple 43-yard line. Here comes the punt from Darlington. Snap a little bobbled, picks it up and kicks it towards the returner, who will not take it in. The bounce for Darlington will set up Temple at their own 10-yard line. A great punt right there by number 10 in Trenton Moore. And now we'll be back here from Rogers Stadium, here from Temple, Georgia, 0-0, still the score.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
Back here from Rogers Stadium, Temple sets up shop at their own 10-yard line. A lot of field to cover here for the Temple Tigers. Handoff through the middle. That's C.J. Gray, who will push forward, continues to push forward, and they've got a first down. What a second effort right there by Gray and the offensive line for Temple to just push forward, garner a first down on the first play. Now Temple moves up to the 21-yard line. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Temple Tigers. Coming in at quarterback is Jackson Gribben, as they will look to audible. Temple doesn't have it lined up here in the backfield, as well as JoJo Jones will get the carry, and on the outside he's taken down quickly. That's number 23, Noah Duggan, on the stop right there. A good stop by this Darlington team. Second down and 11 coming up here for Temple, as they've got to move here and down the field quick. 5 down linemen here for Darlington, as it's a handoff up the middle. And nothing going there for Temple, as Darlington makes a stand right there. And now it will be 3rd and 10 for Temple. Leading the charge right there is number 72, Stephen Moore, who plugged that one up and wouldn't let it go any farther. Temple sets up shop, 3rd and 10 here from their own 20. Handoff, fake handoff, rolling out to the right, and that will be dropped outside, as another big play will not be made. Jaden McDaniel dropped it out of his hands. It will be 4th and 10, and Temple will send out the punt team. Still 0-0 early in the first quarter, 6:31 remaining in the first quarter of action here in Temple, Georgia, on site at Temple High School at Rogers Stadium. And on the punt, it would be Jackson Gribben. Long errant punt gives a good bounce for Temple. And did he touch it? Did he muff it? Whose ball is it? They rule it Temple football. A muffed punt, as Sammy Koncheski couldn't take it in, and Temple takes that as a deep gain. As we take a look back at the replay here, that one looked close, but the referees rule it Temple football, as that was ruled a muffed punt by the Darlington Tigers. Temple now sets up shop at their own 40. And that's in comparison to where they were setting up shop at their own 20-yard line. Handoff for JoJo Jones. He takes that right side, tries to run through a man, and gets a good gain of about 6 right there for the Temple Tigers. Make it 2nd and 4. As he took off towards that right side and just put his helmet into the chest of a Darlington defender, tried to push forward. The sophomore has been putting in work for this Temple team so far this year. 524 yards coming into this game. Leads the team in touchdowns with 11. Setting up quick here is Temple. Motion in the backfield. They give it off to Gray. Gray's got one man to beat. Can't get past him. Slips through a gap and picks up the first down. On a gain of about 10 there for Temple. And they are moving upfield now after the muff punt. They are set up on their own on the Darlington 23-yard line. And they are threatening to get past that 20-yard line, slip into the red zone. Setting up quick, getting the snap. A little bit of a missed play, just a little bit of a pass, and it's an open man who charges all the way into the red zone at the 10-yard line. It looked like a broken play, but picking up the slack right there was McClan Mateer. And Mateer picks up a good amount of yardage, and that will set up the Temple Tigers inside the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone. 11-yard line here for Temple. They line up quick shotgun, that will be under center right there as Ashton Askew takes the snap, hands it off, up the middle. Gray cuts back, upfield. Did he get in? No, he's just short at the 1-yard line.
Carries it down to the Darlington 1-yard line.
And a man down on the field for Darlington,
Number 55, Bryson Jones.
as Temple will be set up at their own, or at Darlington's 1-yard line. And it will be 1st and goal.
Injury timeout.
As the man down on the field is Sammy Konchesky, the starting quarterback for Darlington. But boy, is C.J. Gray lighting it up here for Temple, gets them down to the 1-yard line. We'll be back after these words from BLEX Productions.
Today's game is brought to you by BLEX Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
Back here from Temple, pushing up the middle and getting the touchdown there. And a quick score here for Temple as Kason McAnallen gets in for the score. At his 5th touchdown of the season right there, and McAnallen celebrating with his teammates as that's the first score of the ball game. Temple goes up front quick. C.J. Gray pushed them all the way to the 1, and all they had to do was hand it off to the big running back in Kason McAnallen, who goes in for a big score. Now lining up for the extra point is Ryan Rutledge. High snap, gets the kick away, and it is good. A 7-0 lead early for Temple as Darlington will look to try and recover after that muff punt that sent Temple down the field. C.J. Gray pushed them all the way to the 1-yard line, and it only took them one play to finish it off from there. Temple takes a touchdown lead here early in the first quarter. As we take a look at the replay here, just pushing forward with no sign of remorse right there is Kason McAnallen. And that will be the story of today's game. It will be that running attack. We see both of these offenses line up in very similar ways, and that sets up for what might be just a great matchup in this game here today. Two teams that love to run the football, and you can see it. Only about 2 pass plays have been called, and Temple is the only one to get a completion from them. It was a long completion at that by McClan Mateer, who set up the Temple Tigers with a first down and 10 from the 11-yard line, set up the first down after the run from C.J. Gray, as this one's kicked to the near side, taken in by Bodie Powers, who trying to work on that outside edge, and will be pushed out of bounds near the 25-yard line, and that is where the Darlington Tigers will set up, possibly without their quarterback, their starting quarterback here, as Sammy Koncheski went down with an injury on defense trying to play in that goal line set. So a new quarterback soon to come in the game here for Darlington. New quarterback will be number 5, the brother in Nate Koncheski, as he hands it off and will be taken down immediately in the backfield. Running off that edge and getting the head start to take him down was number 42, DeAntoine Patterson, the junior, getting back there quick around that edge and taking him down for a loss. Second and a long 16 here for Darlington. They've got to work upfield if they want to have a chance at anything. Nate Koncheski will be under center here. 3 men in the backfield. Motion to the right, and that one is plugged up, going nowhere. With that Temple front in front is Miles Twyman. They handed it off to him, hoping he could work some of that magic to get upfield. But that Temple defensive front said, no way, not in our house, as Serdario Ferguson got back there quickly. Number 50 for Temple, off that right side edge, completely shut down that play before it even started. And this is a long third down here. Third down and 17 here for Darlington after that 1-yard loss on that play to Twyman. And that will be a flag off the near side. We'll see what the call is on the field. And that will be a penalty against Darlington. That'll back them up even more. So not a good spot to be taking yellow flags for Darlington. And now they sit back with a long 3rd and 21. Third and 22 for the Darlington Tigers. A toss to the outside is blown up for a moment. He's still on his feet. He's in the end zone. He can't escape the end zone, and that will be a safety for Temple. Bodie Powers tried to make the play from in the end zone, and he's tackled there. Temple has a 9-point lead off a safety. What a job to blow up that play. DeAntoine Patterson again. As we take a look back, just trying to make work of it. But Patterson tripped up the ankles, got the tackle, and got the safety for Temple. Boy, what an opening sequence for the Tigers in black and gold. The Temple Tigers hold up a 9-point lead following a safety on 3rd and 22. Darlington just kept going backwards, and it pays for the Temple Tigers. Darlington will be set to kick it off from the 20-yard line. It will be free reins for return. In the back to take it in, C.J. Gray and Jaden McDaniel.
Picking off for Darlington.
Ade Desalu will kick it off here for Darlington. As that one's up in the air, Gray will take it on the return. He has some open space. He's cutting to the outside. He will be still going. He's still going, folks. Still going. And he's down at the 9-yard line. I thought that play was over, but CJ Gray just kept on churning. And Temple is set up inside the 10-yard line in the first quarter. CJ Gray, what a return, has over 1,000 all-purpose yards this season, and that will only add to the total. A huge kickoff return will set Temple at the 10-yard line. And this will be a red zone play coming up here, sponsored by Pathway Elite Basketball. Set up in the red zone is the Temple Tigers as they look to work. Handoff inside, pushing forward and staying strong right there is number 5, Kaysen McKinallen, who gets another touchdown. Pardon me, McKinallen, who receives another touchdown right there. A Cash Digital touchdown. And Temple sits with a 15-point lead barring the extra point. What a start for the Black and Gold Tigers. Now setting up in a little bit of a weird formation here. Might be a hook and ladder coming up here for the Temple Tigers if they keep this setup. Taking the snap, rolling out to his right, can't find the pass, but he gets it to him. 2-point conversion taken in by the Temple Tigers. The throw from Jackson Gribben reaches the man McClan. Mateer for the 2-point conversion. They sit up 17-0. And here is the drone shot brought to you by BLEX Productions, who really has done an amazing job sponsoring this production here tonight. Video production, live streaming, and AV installation solutions provided by BLEX Productions. And this amazing drone shot, of course, by the same sponsor. Truly, truly a good drone shot, especially under the Friday night lights. It looks incredible from all the way up there. Now Darlington looking to try and push back after being down 17-0 as we take a look from up above. Kickoff coming for Temple. They send it all the way towards the 15-yard line where it's taken in by Bodie Powers. Powers switching field, pushing towards that other side of the field, and he is brought down at the 19-yard line where Darlington will set up shop. And BLEX Production bringing up the state-of-the-art technology that they provide here for this ball game today in video production, live streaming, and AV installation solutions. BLEX Productions, they'll provide a broadcast to anybody, and I mean anybody if you give them a call. Now setting up shop is the Tigers. Nate Konchesky took over quarterback reins for Sammy Konchesky, and now he will fake the handoff, a fumble, and it's picked up by Temple. Another turnover for the Temple Tigers. Recovered by Serdario Ferguson. And he is hyped up senior night, and Temple couldn't feel any better about this start here at Rogers Stadium. It'll be first down Temple at the Darlington 15-yard line. They're already set up in the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone. As we take a look back at the replay, just a mishandle right there by the younger Konchesky. And it ends up forcing a turnover as Gray takes it in the middle and walks in for a Temple touchdown. CJ Gray with his 11th touchdown of the season. And now Temple pours it on here in the first quarter. CJ Gray, the senior, celebrating with his senior teammates as Temple will set up for the extra point to try and make it a 24-0 ball game. CJ Gray, what an athlete, holds offers from Reinhardt University, and he needs some more. Kick coming, and the kick is good off the foot of Ryan Rutledge. And now Temple holds a 24-0 lead over Darlington. This is a huge game with major playoff implications, and Temple has shown how much they want it. And it's looking like they're wanting it way more than Darlington right now, as Darlington has continued to struggle on both sides of the ball to garner any type of success. And now setting up and about to kick it off is Temple, as Darlington, led by head coach Wayne Groves, really looks to find any type of success. They couldn't find any on that last drive. The previous two drives, a safety and then a fumble recovery inside the red zone for Temple, set them up very well, and now they're set up for the rest of the ball game, barring anything coming from Darlington. As we take a look at the drone shot, once again provided by BLEX Productions, who has done an incredible job broadcasting this game so far and has broadcasted the 24-0 deficit held by the black and gold Temple Tigers, as that one's bobbled by Bodie Powers, who tries to work upfield, and he is brought down at the 14-yard line. Another bad kickoff return leads to another inside the red zone start for the Darlington Tigers.
Would be 1st and 10 for Darlington.
And Temple is pushing for their first 7-win season that they've ever had. 24-0 the score here from Temple. And Darlington looks to set up shop here early. New quarterback coming in here, and Tristan Leeser, the freshman. And no yards going there for Darlington on that one. And it was a fumble. A fumble recovered by Hudson Nixon, the Temple Tigers. You've got to be kidding me, Darlington. Another offensive miscue and another turnover in the red zone. And Temple is already set up once again in the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone. Temple's offense going to discuss it a little more. And we'll be back here after a few messages from our sponsors for BLEX Productions here at Temple.
Today's game is brought to you by BLEX Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
Back here from Temple as we take a look at the drone shot up above Rogers Stadium, as Temple holds a long lead over Darlington, as BLEX Production provides a lot of live video production needs here for the people of Temple, as this one is a beatdown so far. And now set up at their own at Darlington's 14-yard line is the Temple Tigers as they set up once again inside the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone. Under center is Gridden again, who gets in an audible call. Motion by JoJo Jones, who receives the toss. He's got open room on the outside. A block sets up a touchdown for Temple. They're starting to pour it on here today as they hold a 30-point lead here in the first quarter. My goodness, pouring it on is Temple as they are letting that talent show. JoJo Jones picks up his 12th touchdown of the year, leads the team in that stat, and well served. That speed off the edge was just too much, and that block by Kaysen McAnallen was even better as the field goal is good on the point after, and a 31-0 lead here for Temple. And both teams came into this one looking for that home playoff spot, but Temple has just been wanting it a little more. 31-0, the score here from Rogers Stadium here in Temple, Georgia. It has been a beatdown of sorts. Touchdown after touchdown in the first quarter. Kaysen McAnallen scored one. CJ Gray scored one. And now JoJo Jones takes it on the outside and scores himself a touchdown here for the Temple Tigers. They hold a 31-0 lead, and yes, you see that right. A 31-0 lead in the first quarter. It has just been a disaster here for Darlington. They can't find any success. Kickoff coming by Temple. They send it long and deep now to a new returner off that left side. And still the same swallowing kicking team by the Temple Tigers. J.C. Donaldson trying to take it off that near side and work some more room, replacing Bodie Powers. But again, that Temple kickoff team swallows it up, and they are set up at the 22-yard line. I will say it is one of the best returns they've had all day, despite being so deep in their own territory. And after being taken out after a fumble, Nate Konchesky will come back in for Darlington as they hold a 31-point deficit. Handoff up the middle, taken by number 23, Noah Duggan, who can't push forward for a good 2 yards right there. Make it 2nd down and 8 here for Darlington.
We're all down at the 24-yard line.
And now Darlington just trying to find any success to push anything upfield. 54 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Only a couple plays before the quarter takes its close. Konchesky, under center, takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and that is blown up as it started. Liam Morlett got back there quickly and plugged that play up for Temple. 3rd and about 6 here. About 7 here for the Darlington Tigers as they try to push upfield.
Brings up 3rd down and 7.
And it's 3rd down as Darlington will have to push forward a good 8 yards to take it back and move upfield. Trying their hardest not to give this Temple team the ball back after the disastrous first quarter they've had so far. And the quarter will take its close right there. The end of the first quarter, and Temple with one of the most productive quarters we've seen all season. 31-0 on a lot of touchdowns by a lot of different running backs. C.J. Gray and company lead by 31 after one.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
Tyson Bray. Let's give all these Tigers of the Week a big hand for their selection.
Back here from Temple, Georgia and Rogers Stadium, as the Temple Tigers have done nothing but dominate that first quarter. They lead 31-0 as we open up the second quarter of play here in Temple. Cutting upfield right there, and a little bit of room, taking off. Right there is Jace Donaldson. A foot race, and he wins it. Touchdown, Darlington. And they are back in this ball game. A huge touchdown for the purple and white Tigers. It cuts the deficit, but it shows how that offense can work. A toss play works to perfection for Darlington. And they score their first touchdown of the ball game. Boy, Jace Donaldson off that left side edge used every bit of speed to push back that defensive backfield, as that one is kicked right through the uprights by Ade Desalu. And now Darlington puts themselves back in this football game, and the score sits 31-7 as we take a look back at the toss. Jace Donaldson received it, and it was over after that. The speed of Donaldson took it away, and the foot race would not be won as Darlington picks up their first score of the ball game in amazing fashion. And it has just been play after play, score after score here in the first half, as both of these teams now show that explosive type of offense they can carry. It's just now for Darlington, can you contain that Temple offense that has been running all over you in that first quarter? 31-0 it was before that long touchdown by J.C. Donaldson, who pushed upfield for a 70-plus yard touchdown. Desalu will try an onside kick. Do they get it? Let's see here. The call not made on the field just yet. Darlington football. Or excuse me, Temple football. They rule it Temple football initially. As we look back, it looks like Darlington's all over that one. They did get the football. Was it taken in time, though? Did it go the 10 yards? And I think that's what the referees are saying. Coach Corey Nix says that it's Temple football. The entire Temple team off that far sideline thinks it's theirs. They want an explanation. And now, just standing around the football, waiting for the call, was that Temple team there in disbelief as to that onside kick not going in their favor. And Temple will hold the football on their opponent's 48-yard line. still stoppage on the field. As a towel was taken, and Temple returns it. As we take a look at the band of the Temple Tigers enjoying their senior night. Had a lot of band introductions. So shout out all the senior band students at Temple High School finishing up here at the end of the season. And now Temple will hold the football at the 48-yard line of Darlington. In the backfield is C.J. Gray. Under center is Askew. Handoff to JoJo Jones, and he pushes forward for a gain of about 5, but a flag falls on the play. We'll see what the flag is. Waiting on the referee's call. It was originally a 5-yard run by JoJo Jones. And that will be against Temple. And that's going to push them back. Doing a good job getting the gain, but it's not enough. Still with 11:41 to go in the second quarter of play. Temple holds a 31-7 lead over the Darlington Tigers. And now they sit way far back. It's going to be 1st and 20 here for Temple. That offense has been versatile, and it's only been more versatile for this lead. On the toss, outside, McAllen has some room, pushes forward. Can't get across that 40-yard line, but he is down close to that first down marker. It will be 2nd and short after a 1st and 20 play. Ends good for Temple. 18-yard gain there by McAllen as he pushed forward there again to make the tackle as Noah Duggan, who has really stood out at that linebacker position for Darlington so far here today, making a ton of tackles. Temple wanted to work quick there. The motion will not be finished out. Gray in the backfield, Jones as well. Gray receives the handoff, cuts to the other side of the field, jukes the man out, and he is going to be close to that first down marker. We'll see what they rule it on the field. It'll either be 1st down and 10 or it will be 3rd and short, depending on the ruling, and they rule it a 1st down. A player down on the field now for Temple, and not something you want to see, as one of the big players for that Temple Tigers team is down on the field right now. And with a 31-7 lead, it's hard to see a player like C.J. Gray go down, as he will limp off the field, but on his own power try and jog it off. So a good sign. But Gray will be taken out for a play, as he was ruled hurt on the field, as they called an injury timeout for him. Standing on his own power, jogging off the field on his own power, going to be checked out on the sideline by Temple medical staff. And the Temple Tigers have pushed out to a massive lead here early, 31-7. Who could have guessed that, to open up a big region game like this between two teams with 3-1 region records. Setting up in the backfield is Hudson Nix. Fakes the handoff to him. JoJo Jones gets the handoff, and he is met right there. Trenton Moore, the senior linebacker, getting back there first and tackling JoJo Jones in the backfield. It'll be a rule of no gain, or a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 coming up, as we look there, just a swarm and a pride of Tigers really running through there and getting that tackle And that stop near the back in the backfield for a 1-yard loss. Nix still in the backfield. Motion out to the right. A little toss play, and it will end in a score. McClan Mateer again. Temple strikes, but a flag is down on the field. A flag is down on the play. Check the flag on the field. If not, it's a touchdown for the Temple Tigers. And it will be against, don't know there, he pointed both ways. It will be a dead ball foul against Darlington. And with a declining, possibly, and the score will stand. Mateer scores a touchdown for the Tigers as they continue their route. 37-7, trying to make it 38 with this extra point coming up here. Boy, what a start for the black and gold Tigers with the stripes on their helmet. Really just slicing and dicing this Darlington defense in this first half. 37 points and only about 15 minutes of play. On the kick for the extra point will be Ryan Rutledge, the freshman kicker, who has had a good clip so far today. Here comes the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. So a 38-7 lead here for Temple. They really push forward once again, getting that 31-point lead back off of a long touchdown off that right side by McClan Mateer. Mateer, who already has 3 touchdowns on the ground this year, collects another one off the fake, the toss, the open field, and you can kiss him goodbye after that. He's gone for a touchdown. And the Temple fans enjoying their senior night here. Another touchdown by the Temple Tigers here at home adds to that lead, make it back at 31. Previously, though, Darlington did collect a quick score on an outside run. Can they put together that same magic and come right back with a score of their own? Wayne Groves, the head coach over there for Darlington, can't be happy with his team here so far today. 31-point lead. And a possible onside kick attempt coming here for Temple. Nope, they're going to kick it long ways downfield. It will be taken in. And cutting off to the other side of the field here is Brian Bowman trying to cut upfield, and he is taken down at the 42-yard line of Darlington. It will be first down and 10 there for the Tigers of Purple. And now the offense of Darlington will set up and try and push upfield to score and get themselves back in this ball game once again. Last time out, Jace Donaldson took it a long ways for a huge 70-plus yard touchdown. And now they set up a little closer here to midfield, their 42-yard line. Handoff, a fake handoff taken in by the quarterback. And Konchesky, who pushes forward for about 4 yards there, bring up a second and about 7 now for the Darlington Tigers. On the tackle there was Manny Watkins, the commit for Coastal Carolina. Under center, it's Konchesky. Toss to the outside. Off that right side, pushing forward there was Bodie Powers, but he can't push forward enough. And it will be a 3rd and medium here as Mateer garnered the tackle right there, number 11 for the Temple Tigers. Bodie Powers, who had that safety to open up the first quarter, comes back in and gets his first handoff since then as a flag is thrown on the play. And they're going to back this one up. It's a flag on Darlington. And backing it up a long ways. Looks like it might have been a holding call. Pushes them all the way back where it will be 2nd and very, very long now for Darlington. A drive-killing penalty possibly right there. 2nd and very long for the Tigers in purple and white. Nate Konchesky will fake the handoff, cut up the field, call his own number and pick up about 4 there. It'll be 3rd and very long here. 3rd and 15. As Darlington just works to try and find their way back in this ball game, down 38-7. Third down and very long. Konchesky under center, motion by the back. And Hudson Nix was back there, tried to take that one away, and he does effectively. Konchesky couldn't find the pass after getting away from the sack attempt by Hudson Nix, as he tried to get it out to Duggan on that near side, but it was dropped. And now Darlington will have to punt this one away. Fourth and 15 is the down and distance. The punt team trots out on the field for Darlington. To kick it away is Trenton Moore. Back to receive it, it's Jaden McDaniel. They wait on the punt, and it's blocked. It's blocked. Going forward, trying to push forward is a lineman for Darlington, and he is taken down. Oh my goodness. What even was that play? I can't describe to you what I just saw. I really can't. Trenton Moore waited on the punt and put it right into the back of his gunner, who blocked it effectively, giving Temple first down near their own 20-yard line. So we'll take a look back. Bobbled the snap, picked it up, had no rush, waited on the kick, and kicks it into the gunner. Trying to pick it up right there was number 52, Evan Pardon, but he couldn't outrun anybody else. And Temple set up close to their own end zone here at the 22-yard line. Now the Temple Tigers will set up on offense. Nix in the backfield. Receiving the handoff is JoJo Jones. He had a little bit of a gap outside. He pushes towards that gap, and he sets himself up inside the 10. And they are set up in the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone. JoJo Jones, who has been an impressive back as a sophomore so far this year for the Temple Tigers, as they inch in closer and closer to another touchdown here. Setting up, handing it off. Nix gets the handoff, cuts outside, and Hudson Nix will run it in outside for a Cash Digital Media touchdown. Another touchdown for Temple as they push their lead forward even more, 44-7, barring the extra point. And the man who scored it, Hudson Nix, will snap it now on the PAT. To take the kick, it is Ryan Rutledge. The freshman kicker for Temple puts it up, and it is blocked. And the play will stop, and the lead will be set right there. 44-7 the score, as Temple is certainly enjoying themselves on senior night with a bolstering lead here in the first half with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. As we watch Hudson just cut outside and pretty much take a stroll into the end zone for another touchdown. Now both teams come out looking different than when they came in. Temple is all smiles, and Darlington can't be happy with the play that they've received from their team today. Kicking it off here will be Beckham Toll for the Temple Tigers. And they'll send it deep to number 17, Trey Moore, as well as Jace Donaldson, who sit back to return. The man who took it last time was Zayden Simpsons. Kick coming from Toll, sends it right behind that kicking team, or that kick return team, excuse me, and it goes right into that end zone for a touchback. That roll almost helped Temple get another disastrous play, but the bounce allows it to go into the end zone, and now Darlington will be set up at their own 20-yard line. And we'll be back here from Rogers Stadium to see the drive of Darlington after a word from our sponsors.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and Beyond.
Back here, and that is a stuffing play up the middle. Leading the charge there was number 6, Nehemiah Dorsey, who got in the middle and shut that play down as soon as it started. They tried to hand it off up the middle to Noah Duggan, but he couldn't find any room to work as he only picks up a yard on first down. 2nd down and 9 coming up for the Tigers. Now that offense trying to find some success after a couple disastrous endings to drives. And they're led by Konchesky, their quarterback. Trying to hand it off inside, and a flag flies on the field. As taken down late there was Konchesky. And we'll check what the flag will be. False start ruled on Darlington. That'll back them up 5 yards on what was already a 2nd down and very long for Darlington. Now they set up even farther back, and it will be 2nd and 14. Second down and 14 for Darlington. They set up at their own 15-yard line. Trying to push forward from the handoff, and he is taken down immediately. Getting the play right there is Noah Duggan, and he is taken down by a swarm of Temple Tigers. 3rd and very, very, very long coming up here for Darlington. They're going to have to cook up something special to try and pick up this first down and keep this drive going here. They are pinned all the way back inside their own red zone. At the 15-yard line, that's where they're set. The quarterback comes out, has a play in mind. Nate Konchesky, the sophomore under center, tosses it outside to Donaldson. Donaldson tries to work upfield, and another fumble. and it's picked up by Temple. They have some room. They're going to push forward. They are set up inside their 10-yard line of Darlington, and now another turnover for Temple as the domination continues. Donaldson had the edge, tried to push forward to get as many yards as possible, but Hudson Nix found the ball, punched it out, and it was recovered by number 11, McClan Mateer, who picked it up for a solid return, which sets up the Temple Tigers inside the Pathway Elite Basketball red zone, inside their own 10-yard line. It will be 1st and goal from the 9 for the Temple Tigers. Handoff to JoJo Jones, who is taken down swiftly.
JoJo Jones on the carry, brought down by 23, Noah Duggan.
And Noah Duggan will be credited with that one on the tackle. As right there, you see the hand go in of Hudson Nix trying to strip that ball, and he succeeded. What a heads-up play by Hudson Nix to char that ball out and set up Temple here nice and well as they look at a 2nd and about 8 here, but goal to go for the Temple Tigers. CJ Gray returns into the game for Temple. Certainly an X factor for that offense. Jones will fumble the toss, and that will be recovered by Darlington. Recovered by Darlington. Another fumble leads to another turnover. This time, the Darlington Tigers will take it away. JoJo Jones had nothing but green grass in front, could have scored right there, but he fumbles the toss for another turnover, this time in favor of the Darlington Tigers. Just couldn't get hands on it, and it falls right into the mittens of number 6, Jace Donaldson. Now Darlington will have another shot, but they are pinned deep at their own 10-yard line. Outside sweep. A little bit of room. Nix can't take them down, but a host of Temple Tigers will.
Levi Duggan, number 13 on the carry.
Levi Duggan tried to push very hard towards that right side. And again, down on the play is CJ Gray. He has been beat up here today. And with a lead like this, you think maybe it's time to take him out, and that's what they'll do. 3:45 remaining here in the second half, or the first half. Nearing halftime, as pushing forward is Konchesky, who can't find a hole right there. Pushes forward for no gain. A 3rd down and 11 coming up here for the Darlington Tigers.
At the 10-yard line. Brings up 3rd and 11.
It is a big 3rd down here for Darlington. They've got to push forward for a 1st down to keep themselves in this ball game before the first half concludes. 44-7, Temple holds the lead, but Darlington has the ball and they look to move forward. 3rd down and 11. Toss to the outside. Oh my goodness, Hudson Nix is there, and that was stopped as soon as it started. Check, not Hudson Nix on that play. That time it was Manny Watkins. The Coastal Carolina commit got to the outside and stopped that play before it started. Now they're set up inside the 5-yard line, and forcing a punt here is the Temple Tigers. Manny Watkins did it all himself. Didn't need anybody to help him. Takes down Jace Donaldson, trying to work off that left side. And now punting, forced to punt from the back of the end zone is Trenton Moore. Has already had a block punt today. He'll try it again this time. Gets it away, a good punt, sends the returner back. He muffs it around a little bit, takes it in behind his own 50-yard line, pushes forward, and he will push it forward to the 47, 48-yard line where it will be set up 1st and 10 in Darlington territory for the Temple Tigers. Jaden McDaniel had a little bit of trouble receiving that one had to turn around and chase it. As coach tells him sometimes you just got to let the ball go. That time he nearly caused a disaster there, but still otherwise set up here in enemy territory for Temple. Their last drive, they were set up inside the 10-yard line, but JoJo Jones fumbled the toss and gave it back to Darlington, who punted it back to them. Jones gets his name called this time again, can't get away, and that will be a stop behind the line. Trenton Moore getting back there and using that strength to stop JoJo Jones from getting anywhere on that play. Trenton Moore, the senior, got back there quick at that linebacker position, setting up outside, pushed through the gap on the other side of the field, and got the big tackle for loss. Second and very long here for the Temple Tigers. They try to push, play action pass. Gets it out to Gray, who is speared by Jace Donaldson right there, and that one will be stopped before it even starts. Another loss on the play. Make it now 3rd and 16 for Temple. Jace Donaldson knew that one was coming a mile away, screamed out screen, and speared the man down for a tackle for loss once again for the Darlington Tigers. Now a long conversion needed here for Temple if they want to keep this drive going, with about 3rd and 16 coming up. Pass. Launching downfield. He has a man, but he can't make the catch. Jackson Gribben tried to push it downfield to McClan Mateer, but Mateer couldn't make the catch, and that will set up a 4th and very long, where the punt team will come onto the field for the Temple Tigers. (44-7) is the score here, nearing halftime. 35 seconds left to go until half. We will produce the halftime show, courtesy of Blex Production, to see the Temple Tiger Marching Band perform here at halftime, as Hudson Nix got back there on the punt return and stopped it immediately. Boy, Hudson Nix is everywhere on that field tonight, and he shows it right there. One heck of an athlete. Can do pretty much everything. Long snapper, linebacker, running back, and that is the type of card trick jackknife that you need on a team that really likes to push that ball forward. A physical player like Hudson Nix, who really has stepped up in a big spot for this Temple Tiger team. 26 seconds left to go here at the half. Darlington sets up, looking to try and get a score off. Open in the flat, but he will not make the throw as Manny Watkins got in front of the throw and disrupted it before Konchesky could put it into the receiver's hands. He tried to get it to Noah Duggan again. 22 seconds remain here before half. Konchesky under center. All 3 timeouts for Darlington if they want to try and use them. Snap. Throw out wide. Taken in by the wide receiver, who was taken down immediately as Trenton Moore tried the pass game right there. And he gains 1 yard. And that will run us out to send us to halftime. Halftime here from Temple, and the score is unbelievable. Temple Tigers lead it 44-7 going into halftime, but don't go anywhere just yet. Courtesy of Blex Productions, we will see the Temple Tigers Marching Band for the halftime show. We'll see you then and come back after halftime.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
High School, we thank you for your cooperation. Also, on behalf of the Temple community, we would like to extend our sincere appreciation to the Carroll County Board of Education for continuing to invest in our athletic programs, facilities, and most recently, our state-of-the-art digital WatchSpire scoreboard and LED performance lights. With your support, Temple High School can create a premier experience for our fans and students. Thank you, Carroll County Board of Education, for your commitment to positively changing lives.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Carroll County Schools, Superintendent Scott Cower, Temple High School Principal Seth Rogers, and all of Tiger Nation, now entering the field for your halftime entertainment. Performing their 2024 show themed Bach to the Beatles, we proudly present the Pride of Temple Marching Band. During this evening's performance, the Pride will perform Toccata and Fugue in D minor, the Little Fugue in G, Eleanor Rigby, Bodinnery, Come Sweet Death, Yesterday featuring trumpet soloist Joshua Johnston, Come Together, and Hey Jude. The Pride of Temple's band captain is Callie Meyer. The assistant drum major is Catherine Chang, and the band is under the field command of drum major Riley Mooney. Band staff includes color guard instructor China Caldwell, percussion director Dylan Combs, front ensemble instructor Morgan Thomas, and assistant marching band director Luke Bass. The Pride of Temple Bands is under the direction of band director Everett Kennedy. The fine arts coordinator for Carroll County Schools is Mr. Neil Ruby. Attention, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's 50-50 drawing is presented by the Temple High Athletic Booster Club on behalf of Temple High School Baseball. And it is time to announce this evening's lucky winner. So please check your red tickets and let's find out if you are the happy individual who has won.
Today's game is brought to you by
Jackpot.
Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball,
Numbers are
Cash Digital,
7, 3,
Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental,
the winning numbers are
and beyond.
814 737. If you possess a red ticket with those winning numbers, please come by the Rogers Stadium press box or the visitors concession stand so that we may unite you with your prize. On behalf of Temple High School, THS Baseball, and the THABC, thank you for your support of Temple High School athletics.
Good job, Snares. Good job, good job, good job, good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to make an announcement regarding Paint the Town Pink. This is an initiative sponsored by the Optimist Club of Temple. October is Breast Cancer Survivor Month. Help us show our support of our breast cancer survivors and fighters by pinking out your business. Please take a picture of your pink out and tag Optimist Club of Temple on Facebook. This will run from October 28th through November 8th. Your cooperation and participation
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and Beyond.
Ladies and gentlemen, and other scores according to GPB Sports. At halftime, Manchester 36, Mount Zion 7. In the third quarter, Kennesaw Mountain 10, Villarica 10. Also in the third quarter, Central Carroll 30, Griffin Bay.
And we are back here from Rogers Stadium here in Temple, Georgia, where Temple has had the start of the senior night of all senior nights. 44-7 is the first half score after halftime. And you got to think, what can Darlington do to come back into this football game? And we've seen crazier things happen under the Friday night lights, and I can say myself that both of these teams have looked well, but one team just looks hungrier, and that has been the Temple Tigers. They sit at 6-2, coming into this ball game, the second seed in their region, trying to take that home playoff spot, and they are really just wanting it way more. You can tell as 3 minutes to go here before halftime ends up. Both of these teams have looked well, but Temple has shot out to an incredible lead. 6 rushing touchdowns opened up the first quarter with 4 of those, and then 2 more to tack on. The 44-7 lead as Darlington looks to try and come back in astonishing fashion, and that's what it'll have to be if they want themselves back in this ball game to fight for a home playoff spot. Both teams come into this one looking as good as ever, coming off of big wins in their own right. And both of these teams have looked well this season, but tonight it is just as one-sided as it could be as the Temple Tigers took over on offense, got a safety on defense, got a couple fumble recoveries, and turned those all into scores to make the score 44-7 coming back from halftime. Both teams really emphasized that rushing attack, and it has just been working to the favor of Temple. They've worked so hard to put that rushing attack on notice. McClan Mateer with a touchdown, as well as C.J. Gray, and with 2 is Kason McAllen. But this Temple team has started off as well as ever, trying to take that spot back, and they have been led by Hudson Nix, who has really showed himself as one of the most physical players on this field here today. And the Darlington Tigers got to crack back at it with a 75-yard touchdown from Jace Donaldson, but it truly just wasn't enough for the Temple Tigers to give up any type of lead, as it was 31-0 when he scored that touchdown. A minute to go before halftime. Ends up here at Rogers Stadium in Temple, Georgia, where the Temple Tigers hold a 44-7 lead over the Darlington Tigers. We've seen the battle of these two cats go at it for the past 24 minutes of action, and it has been dominated by the Tigers in black and gold. Now they run back out onto the field as hyped up as ever, trying to keep that energy that they had in the first half. And it's all about having fun with this team led by head coach Corey Nix, and one of the best players offensively in the entire county and the entire region in C.J. Gray. And so far it has been the showing of just complete diversity on offense. JoJo Jones, Hudson Nix getting a touchdown carry, and Jackson Gribben has led that offense at the quarterback position to a good, and I mean good, first half of football, and that gives Temple a lot of time to figure it out as we take a look at the mascot for the Temple Tigers, having some fun on the sideline with the fans on senior night, celebrating the seniors and both senior teams as they celebrate their graduates who go off onto the next level and push forward in their lives. Back on the field though, Temple will have to kick it away. Darlington will be settled back to receive the kick. Number 29 for Temple, Beckham Toll, will kick it off, the junior. Has laid a couple great kicks today, setting up Darlington with some pretty terrible field position. Back to receive it, it will be number 1, Bodie Powers. He kicks it long and away to receive it. However, it will be number 3, Zayden Simpson, who pushes upfield, gets it across the 25-yard line, but he is met right there by number 15, Hudson Nix, who takes him down. And now Darlington will set up in their best field position that they've seen since getting 4 and outs at late in the second half. As Simpson pushed forward, the freshman pushed forward for a good return to set up Darlington at their own 26-yard line. And they're going to look to push forward here. They're going to have to start the half as quick as possible to try and come back in this game. 44-7, Temple has dominated up to this point, and now it's just a matter of time before one of these teams can call themselves a winner. Handoff up the middle, and that is met immediately. Just the disruption back there caused in the middle by that Temple Tigers front forces another second down and long in this game, and the first and second down has certainly been crucial for this Darlington team. They just have not been able to pick anything up off the ground on first and second down, trying to make it easier on themselves, and it ends up costing them a lot as that loss on first and second down turns into a third down, fourth down and long, which forces them to punt. Under center is Nate Koncheski. Tosses it out to Donaldson. Donaldson tries to move forward, and he is met by Hudson Nix, who doesn't let that go any farther. Check Manny Watkins. And Manny Watkins. Hudson Nix and Manny Watkins were back there to make that tackle. Two enormous linebackers for this Temple Tigers defense. Both incredible athletes at what they do. Hudson Nix daps up Manny Watkins on after that tackle. Now it is 3rd and 11 here for Darlington as they try to move forward in the second half to get things started. 9:53 to go. Setting up under center is Nate Koncheski. Fakes the toss, gives it up on the handoff to number 1, Brody Powers, and Powers is met up front immediately. A big tackle up front as Trey Clark gets in for that play and makes the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And that was a couple Tigers there to make that stop. Trey Clark as well as number 42, DeAntoine Patterson, were there on that play. 4th down and very long coming up here for Darlington, and they're going to throw the punt team out there. Now, a disastrous punt led to another score for Temple as that one's bobbled. Picks it up, lays a good punt, and it will take a Darlington bounce past that 45-yard line and will set Temple up at their own 41. Good Darlington bounce as that one is taken up by number 12, Miles Twyman, who hasn't been successful so far today at that running back position, hasn't gotten any much touches at all. The homecoming king really hasn't touched the ball much, and as a really good athlete, it's hard to see why. And now Temple will set up in pretty good field position despite what they were given on that punt. 41 yards, or 41-yard line is where they will be set up, at their own 41-yard line. And that offense has been led by Ashton Askew, who just really has to get it out to whatever running back he can find, and then they'll take care of the rest from there. Here's the first play from scrimmage for Temple coming out of the half. Hudson Nix will take the inside handoff and push forward for about 4 or 5 yards. They'll rule it 5 yards. 2nd and 6, as that was a 4-yard gain coming up here for the Temple Tigers.
Brought down by number 72, Stephen Moore.
Stephen Moore was there on the tackle.
45-yard line will bring up 2nd down
The senior
and 6.
defensive lineman got in there to try and disrupt that one as quick as possible. Nix was still able to push forward for about 4 yards. And now the Tigers look to set up shop here on 2nd and 6. Quickly to the line, the Tigers set up. They're going to snap it quick. Motion in the backfield. It's given to JoJo Jones, who pushes forward. He has a gap. He's going to take it. It's a foot race. Will he make it? Yes, he will. Touchdown, Temple. JoJo Jones again. The sophomore pushes a big run, and Temple widens the lead, now holding 50 points. An extra point would make it 51. JoJo Jones with an incredible 50-plus yard run touchdown for the Temple Tigers. He saw green grass ahead of him after the juke, and he didn't look back. Zayden Simpson was trying to chase him down, but it didn't work. The kick coming, and that kick is good off the foot of Ryan Rutledge. A 51-7 lead for Temple. They have dominated this ball game. And now we'll step aside for a moment as we take a look at our sponsors for tonight's ball game.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and Beyond.
And we are back in what has been a rough half, and the Swag Surf starts back up here at Temple as the players get a little rowdy as they hold a huge lead over the Darlington Tigers here in the second half. JoJo Jones wrapped up that drive with a 50-plus yard run for a touchdown. Back to receive this kick from Beckham Toll. It will be Bodie Powers, the sophomore, back to receive at number 1. And to put foot on leather is Toll. And he kicks it deep, and that will be taken by number 3, Zayden Simpson, who pushes forward and is met right there. No more for him as Devin Tanner ends that one quickly. And that one will be set up at what would be a 25-yard line. 25-yard line, they'll set up shop there. Darlington has really struggled on offense to get anything going aside from a big 75-yard touchdown scored in that first half by number 6, Jace Donaldson. That was a toss out to that left side, and he pushed forward for a long touchdown. They couldn't catch him. And it was similar to that last touchdown JoJo Jones scored, where it was a foot race. But then again, you can't catch somebody who's already 5 yards ahead of you running faster than you could ever see. Setting up shop is Darlington. It'll be a fake handoff, and that one is plugged up immediately. Nothing going there for Darlington again. That Temple defense standing strong and stopping that one where it stood. And boy, a player that's been all over the field today, DeAntoine Patterson, who makes another stop right there. And now 2nd down and 11 here for Darlington after the loss on the play caused by that Temple Tigers front. Setting up under center is Konchesky. Wide motion, fakes it, will throw, and another incompletion. Still just can't find the passing game, as that time it was once again thrown to Noah Duggan, who couldn't find enough room to make the catch. And now it'll be a 3rd down and long here for Darlington as they try to push forward for 1st down. They're set up behind their own 25-yard line here on what would be a 3rd down and 11. Setting up in the backfield is Levi Duggan, as well as the other Duggan, Noah Duggan. And on that far side is Jace Donaldson. Snap to Konchesky coming up. He throws the toss. Donaldson has nowhere to go, and he is met right there by Manny Watkins, the senior, bringing him down for a big tackle for loss and forcing another 4th down for Darlington. He was set up outside, and you couldn't do anything to stop that man, and the host of Temple Tigers coming to make the tackle with him. Now the punt team will trot onto the field here.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and beyond.
And this was a big punt, the best punt we've seen all day for Darlington. And that will send Temple all the way back to behind their own 40-yard line. They'll set up shop near the 37, 35-yard line over in that area. And it will be at the 37-yard line where they will set up. A huge punt by Trenton Moore, the best punt we've seen all day, like I said, from the Darlington Tigers. And now Temple, with pretty decent field position, will push forward 51-7. They have absolutely just taken charge and have not given up any type of holes to this Darlington team to take over for. 51-7 the score. Now Temple with offense. They'll try to just run this down as much as they can. If they can't do that, it'll be a long play. Cutting upfield, pushing forward there, and picking up a decent gain is Nick Hullaby, who gets his first carry of the ball game, sends it outside and tries to push forward. He gets a good gain of about 9 there on that play. And now Temple will set up with 2nd down and 1. One of those rare short yardage situations. We haven't seen many of those today at all. As the referees will sit and have a chat while Temple was trying to set up. And they're going to wait on that play clock to reset. I think the play clock was already running, and now they're just waiting on it to reset. Now it resets, 40 seconds back on the play clock. But that will be the end of the third quarter. They were trying to run out the third quarter, and now the fours go up. The fourth quarter coming here on a Friday night, a cool Friday night in Temple, Georgia at Rogers Stadium. As that quarter ran by quick, 51-7 is the score. Temple has the ball, and they'll try to run the clock out as much as possible. But from here, we'll take a break for a moment as Temple holds a big lead. We'll be back here, BLEX Productions on the call.
Today's game is brought to you by Blex Productions, Pathway Elite Basketball, Cash Digital, Keep Carroll Beautiful, Advise Environmental, and Beyond.
Back here, after seeing a little word from our sponsors there, Blex Productions, courtesy of this broadcast here today, here at Temple, where it has been a massive beatdown between two powerhouses in the Single A Division I Region 6 ball here in Georgia. The Friday Night Lights certainly become addicting as that handoff wasn't made correctly, and that will be stormed and taken aback by Darlington as there was a new quarterback in the game. Brody Dempsey checks into the game. The sophomore quarterback handed it off to number 2 Darius Rogers, who couldn't find any room to go forward, and now the second stringers now starting to trickle in here for Temple. Take a look back at that play there. That was stopped from the moment they handed it off, and nowhere to go there for Rogers as he couldn't push forward any more than that. A throw there, and that is batted down. An amazing play right there off the edge by Trey Moore to interrupt that one.
Blex.
And now a 4th and long set up here as Temple will punt for the 3rd time today. 51-7 the score. Here in the 4th quarter, 10:21 remaining. Two returners back for the Tigers of purple and white, the Darlington Tigers, and Jace Donaldson, as well as Miles Twyman. The punt will be made by number 7, Jackson Gribben. He sends a long punt back towards the 25-yard line where it is fair caught, and that will be the starting point of this Darlington offense, who tries to look and get going here late in the 4th quarter. That clock will remain moving as Darlington will set up shop at the 25-yard line, their own 25-yard line. Temple has really just put a beat down on what has been a Tiger-on-Tiger violence situation we've seen, as that's a handoff up the middle. Noah Duggan can't get anything there, and Darlington will get a yard on that play. 2nd and 9 coming up. And you really got to tip your hat to Temple. They came out as strong as possible. Got a punt, a block punt that turned into a turnover on downs. Got a fumble recovery, a couple fumble recoveries at that forced turnovers, and a safety as well in that 1st quarter. Set them up nice with a 31-0 lead at the end of the 1st quarter. And ever since then, it's been the same type of story for Temple. A toss on the outside for Donaldson. He works that outside, but he is taken out of bounds by Hudson Nix, and a host of Tigers as he will move up for a 3rd down and medium coming up here for the Tigers of purple and white. The Darlington Tigers, who have really looked to move forward at any chance they get on offense, but here today it has been a struggle to do any sort of thing like that. Franceschi is under center. Will fake the handoff, throw it. Will go deep downfield, and it's right off the fingertips of number 10, Trenton Moore, who couldn't make the catch. And that will be another 4th down coming up here for the Darlington Tigers. As we take a look back, as that throw was a pretty good one, but it was just out of the reach of the outstretched hands of Trenton Moore. And the punt team does come out for Darlington. Back to return the punt, it will be number 3, Brian Bowman, the freshman. Back to return. To punt it, it will be Trenton Moore. Long punt by Moore. Fair catch called, and Bowman makes the fair catch. And the Temple Tigers will set up shop at the 36-yard line. 1st down and 10 coming from their own territory, as they look to really just work that clock down to the final zeros here in the 4th quarter. What was a long first half, this one has been made quick, as Temple has held a 44-point lead. Offense for Temple goes back onto the field. A revamped offense at that. Number 27, Brody Dempsey, is there at quarterback. Chayton Hurley is back in the backfield. That one's given off to Bowman. Bowman will try and push forward, spins his way up, and is dragged down after gaining a couple there. It will be 2nd down and 8 now for the Temple Tigers, with 5:51 remaining here in the 2nd half. And Temple just over 5 minutes away from history for the school. Handoff, pushing outside, trying to work back inside. There is number 12, Nick Hullaby, but he can't find any room, and he is stopped right there. Only another gain of a couple. Gain of 1, excuse me, and now will be a 3rd down and 7. In the backfield again, it is Chayton Hurley. At quarterback still, it is Brody Dempsey. The sophomore quarterback, number 27, will set up under center here with a long 3rd down coming up here for Temple. Fakes the handoff, will throw it, and that will not be caught. That was intended for number 19, TJ Armstrong, who couldn't pull in the grab, and now a 4th down and 7 coming up here for Temple as they put the punt team on the field. 4 minutes and 30 seconds here to go in the 4th quarter, where it has been a slaughter. 51-7 the score here in what was an anticipated battle between 2 Tiger teams that really wanted to push forward for a big spot in the playoff. Darlington will still make that happen, just not where they want it to be at their home field. The timeout is called by Temple. A little bit of confusion on that punt team right there, as might not have been a player on the field that was supposed to be out there, and teammates already getting on to the man that was left out. Man a little late to the pile was, I believe, JoJo Jones. And what has been a senior night to remember for these Temple Tigers. A promising scene for both past and future and present Tigers to see. Back to kick, Jackson Gribben. Gribben lays a long punt. It will be taken in by Donaldson. Donaldson's got room off that right side, and he is leveled. McClan Mateer Put an exclamation mark on that one, son. He just leveled that man. We got to take a look back at that one. Watch this hit by Mateer. Boom! Puts him off his feet. And what a hit by McClan Mateer. A good return anyway by number 6, Jace Donaldson. And McClan Mateer, who is a senior coming into this ball game, certainly enjoying his senior night, putting a stamp on that one. As the defense sets up for Temple, Darlington sets up on offense. New man in at quarterback, a handoff up the middle. Noah Duggan pushes forward for a good little gain right there, a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 coming up. Or excuse me, a gain of 6, 2nd and 4 coming up. As the new quarterback is in the game, Tristan Leeser comes back in after the last time he was in, he fumbled the football, and that put Konchesky back into the ball game. And now Leeser will take the reins of quarterback with Noah Duggan set up behind him. Backs to his left and right. Motion by the back to the left. A botched play right there, and it ends in a big tackle for loss right there. That time, number 72, Braylon Bolton Lewis got back there. Third down and 7 coming up here for Darlington after taking that loss. Just under 2 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, and what has been a pretty dominant ball game for the Tigers. A fumble, and it is recovered by the Temple Tigers. And that just might do it here from Rogers Stadium. A fumble of the toss, trying to get it to number 7, Stuart Grigsby, but it ends up being a fumble recovered by the defense and recovered by number 54, Landon Lee, the freshman on the recovery. And Temple will look to end this one here as we look back at the fumble and the recovery by the Temple Tigers. And they will waltz out onto the field and set up shop in victory formation. And they will kneel it out, and that should be your ball game. And it is. And this is history. Temple High School puts together their first ever 7-win season and their first ever home playoff spot as Coach Nix gets the ice bucket. What an incredible game by the Temple Tigers. They dominated. And what was an incredible win for Coach Corey Nix. As we take a look back at the fumble recovery, which iced the ball game for Temple, and they set up in victory formation and end off the game and make history. As Temple will have a home playoff game to start off the regional playoff picture. And what an incredible game for everyone involved. As we take a look at the fumble that set up the shop to end the ball game for Temple. What an incredible game for the Temple Tigers. Utter domination. 7 touchdown runs. And that is about all you can ask for. What an incredible performance for Temple. And from here, what an incredible ball game to call here from Rogers Stadium in Temple, Georgia. Thank you to all our sponsors for Blex Productions and Cash Digital and Pathway Elite Basketball as we wrap up today's ball game. 51-7, the final score, as Temple dominates Darlington and collects their first 7-win season and collects their first home playoff game here at their own home in Rogers Stadium. But from here, I'm Parker Gore with Blex Productions, going to send it out. Have a good night, everyone, and drive home safe.